A gripping affair. It wasn't always pretty, but it was relentless, it was tough, it was uncompromising, and the heroic Bulldogs have prevailed. Some initial thoughts from Matthew Lloyd and Jack Silvagni on Friday night 3AW footy, all thanks to Maccas.
I just thought it was the Bulldogs' pressure that lifted in the second half. Their ability to get in the face of the Hawks players. The Hawks sort of had it all their own way in the first half, but to come out after half-time, to be able to have a huge pressure game, to rip the ball open side, to be so efficient going inside 50s. They were down by 17 going inside 50. Hawks with the advantage there, and to be able to capitalise. And then scores from stoppage too. 8 goals, 3 from stoppage is a huge number. So I think it was a huge second half for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, here we shattered Sam Mitchell, but to consider that's a massive number, Jack. Plus 17, as you just touched on. So Hawthorn, 17 more entries, 9 goals, 17, 1 goal, 11 after half-time. He'd be devastated to lose that game of footy. But you're right, the pressure of the Dogs, they were brave. They lifted around the ball, in terms of the clearance numbers. Richards ended up with 7, Sanders 7, Bontempelli 6. So they got on top because Newcombe was dominant in that first half, and I thought defensively they were so strong. They really stood tall, and Mitch Lewis was disappointing. Couldn't really fire. Thought Watson had no impact, so well done sticking to that. And Selwood, I thought McDonald had no impact after half-time. Either did Dylan Moore, so they stopped all the dominant players. D'Ambrosio, I thought, went missing after half-time as well. So it was guys that just lifted. I thought that the pressure of the Dogs, the midfield numbers, and then they just found ways of kicking goals. And Bonts, that man, kicked 2 big goals, which lifted. Jordan Croft, as you touched on, to get 3 goals out of Jordan Croft. They fully deserved this win, but you could see in the box just how shattered he was, Sam Mitchell.
And on top, it could not be a worse way to go into the bye than losing a game like that, coughing up a 4.5 goal lead at half-time. They've now got the bye, and then they go to the Gold Coast to take on the Suns in a Friday night game. So it doesn't get any easier for the Hawks. After that, they're back here at the MCG, another Friday night game against the Giants, but that will leave a horrible taste in their mouths.
I think so. You can look at it 2 ways. Obviously, they'll have the disappointment of that second half, but the way they were playing in the first half is a blueprint for how they want to play for the rest of the year. Their ability to be able to move the ball, keep speed on the ball, unsettle opposition defences is what they did really well. But the Bulldogs tightened that up, so they had to find another avenue, and they got caught playing straight. And the Bulldogs were able to roll off, assist in the air. I thought O'Donnell and Karmas were able to come off and help, and were really impactful, spoiling the ball and clearing the area, which they were making errors in that sense in the first half, with a couple let out the back. But I think that changed for the Dogs, their ability to keep the ball live, like the Hawks were in the first half, to keep the ball live, their overlap handball, explore the open side, and then attack deep inside 50 and pressure the defence was what got him the win.
And as a coaching group, Sam will have to assess whether he didn't go aggressive enough. He's an aggressive coach, but I just thought between Hardwick, Sicily, Weddle, they were behind the ball too much, and then Hawthorn couldn't find an avenue to score, and it was calling for it. Weddle did it with 2 minutes to go, had a shot for goal, but I think it should have happened earlier. I know it's easy from here, but they're always the things you're thinking about with coaching, and I thought he had to even the numbers up to give themselves a chance, because I thought Beveridge coached beautifully with the way he defended for his team behind the footy.
Shortly down into the winners' rooms, thanks to Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives, and we're led to believe that it is one of the chief agitators in Will Lewis who's going to join Jackie Reid down in the rooms. 2 thrillers to start round 13. The Crows by a point over the Cats last night at the Adelaide Oval, and now the Dogs coming from 27 down at the half to win by 6 points over the Hawks here at the MCG on a Friday night. Big doubleheader tomorrow, North Melbourne and Fremantle from that traditional venue, Hands Oval in Bunbury, followed by the Q Clash, Gold Coast hosting the Brisbane Lions at People First Stadium. It's a massive weekend, as it always is, the King's birthday weekend on 3AW footy. The Saints and the Swans at the SCG on Sunday, followed by the Sunday night game, Essendon and Carlton, of course. Big freeze at the G on the public holiday Monday, Collingwood and Melbourne. The Dogs are still out there, have been celebrating with their fans around the fence line. TV commitments now completed for the players that have been interviewed Marcus Bontempelli, the last one, the skipper, to join the crew, and the new pink boots did the trick, Jack.
They did. He kicked very straight and when it counted. So I won't be wearing them, but they look good on him.
Beaver, I was just sent a message. Wizard Watson at half-time said, Michael Selwood's giving me a bit. I don't care if he talks as long as he walks the walk. So I'd love to see it in the second half. And then no touches in the last quarter for Wiz, so he did a good job.
I just watched him through the glasses, Lloydie, as he was walking off as well. There was quite a few Bulldogs fans just calling out a few messages to him as he was disappearing down the Hawthorn race. More on that very shortly. Let's get back down to the Western Bulldogs rooms, which are rocking and are rolling. Will Lewis, he kicked only the one goal tonight, but he was involved in a battle royale with the Hawthorn co-captain James Sicily. He's standing alongside Jackie Reid.
He certainly was, and thanks so much for your time. Will, talk us through the role that you did have on James tonight, because there was a bit going on and it was all off the ball.
Yeah, obviously, Bevo said during the week you're going to go to him, and it was just kind of playing him at stoppages, but then I guess it turned into a bit more than that, probably in the second half. Had ended up on my back a fair bit. Like, credit to him, he's very strong, so probably made a fool of myself at most of the game there, but anything to do it for the team, to be honest, and that's what Bevo just wanted from me.
We've seen Patrick Voss do something similar for Fremantle. Is that sort of your role week in, week out now, do you think?
I hope not. I don't really like... I don't mind doing it, but I like to play my own game. But like, whatever, if Bevo comes here and says this is the role you're doing, then 100% you're going to do it. I guess week in, week out, just depends on what the most damaging player for them looks like. If it's a small, it's probably not me, but if it's someone tall like Sicily tonight, or even Stewart against Geelong, like, I'll just go to them. So.
Hey, Will, come back to you, Lloyd. Congratulations. Last one on this matchup. So did it just evolve? So Luke doesn't say to you, hey, I want you to niggle and harass him. It's just what evolved throughout the night?
Nah, Bevo said get stuck into him, and I guess was probably a bit weak in the first half and got a bit of a spray at half-time to get more into him, and I guess that's a result of it. Like, I guess got under his skin a little bit, and that helped us get on top, a bit of momentum, and then I guess the boys up the ground was getting the ball in a bit more. It was easy to do my job.
Well, that was actually the second last one, Will. The last one, post-game, after the siren, was it all sweet between the two of you, or was there not much said?
No, all sweet. Like, as I said, he's a fantastic player, and that's why we went to him. Credit to him. Like, spoke after the game briefly, and he seems like a nice guy. So, no hard feelings between us, I don't think.
Hey, Will, I reckon I was standing next to your mother at a grand final. You're playing for Brighton v Scotch last year. Would that be right? So you played in a couple of grand finals last year? Yeah,
I played in the two, like the Footscray and then the Brighton one. So, Mum only comes to a few games a year because she doesn't really like football. So, rare to see her there.
Well, would you believe it was the aftermatch and they were about to start the celebrations? I was just standing beside someone and she said, what are you here to watch? I said, I'm just here to watch a game of footy. She said, my boy is Will Lewis. And then amazingly, you're playing a VAFA grand final, VFL grand final, now you're here. Can you talk us through your journey to get to this point?
Yeah, it's obviously I've gone a bit longer than most people would take to get here, and like, you don't ever give up on it, but just kind of working, and then you just play footy for fun, and that's probably where I found my best footy. It was an escape for work for a couple of hours a week where you get to just run around with your mates, and like, credit to the Footscray guys. There was an awesome group there last year, and there is this year. And then when you're enjoying your footy, you tend to play better. The boys at Brighton as well, like most of them have been playing with for like 10 years now, or was playing for 10 years. So every opportunity you get to run it with them, it's really special.
The turnaround, where did you see it? So can you take in much of what Luke Beveridge said? You're 29 points down, 3 minutes into the third quarter. I thought the midfielders started to get ascendancy at the clearance, which helped, but how did you see it?
Yeah, I guess we didn't really panic. There was a few things that we weren't getting right. But to be honest, I don't really know. Yeah. Wasn't really thinking too much. I was more worried about Sicily the whole game. Yeah.
And how does it feel, the energy of Cody Waitman back in the team tonight?
Yeah, amazing. Like, he's obviously a special player. Haven't really had a lot to do with him because he's been in rehab basically the whole time I've been there. But like, Britt coming in this week, the energy he brings around the group is amazing, and we're lucky to have a player like him. It's pretty much a new recruit for us, and I guess we're looking forward to a bit of a different looking forward line moving forward.
Will 200 centimetre plus players seem to grow on trees at the Dogs? Probably the lowest profiled one is Jordan Croft. Interesting role tonight. He's kicked the 3 goals, played a lot of the game on the wing. He's a He's a unique sort of character, isn't he?
Yeah, I love Crofty. Obviously playing forward with him last year at VFL, like we have a really good relationship, which is like obviously for the early parts of the year we're kind of going for the same position, but he's an amazing player, amazing guy, and I'm really looking forward to how he develops over the next couple of years because you put a bit more size on him and he can play forward, he can run, he can jump, he can do everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops.
So, Will, you played your role and antagonised a little bit. What about Michael Selwood? Would he have been told to do the same thing to Nick Watson because they were at it as well?
Yeah, 100%. That's Sellers' go. He'll never take a backward step. You're a bit scared of him in training and you never want to be partnered up with him because he goes 0 to 100 very quick. So credit to Sellers. Like, he probably got beaten in the first half there and then he came back and I guess, I don't know if he kicked the goal in the second half, but like didn't have as much of impact as I guess he would have liked.
And Will, everyone wants to play league footy as a kid growing up. You're such a unique story, having your first year of league footy, but as a mature age 27-year-old. Are you still pinching yourself for being that bit older, not of tender years, feet a little more on the ground?
Yeah, I guess like when you're younger, you're still trying to find out who you are as a person, and I guess coming in a bit older, I know what I am as a person, which helps me play footy the way I want to play. We're kind of joking around in the during the week because I'm in the first to third year players, so I'm with a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds, so I feel a bit younger, but then I'm the oldest in the forward line. I've got North by a couple of months, so I don't know where I sit with the team. I'm pretty old, I guess.
Well, you're doing a terrific job. Nothing like having a win on a Thursday or Friday night. You get to enjoy the weekend, and then before we let you go, huge one again next Thursday night, hosting the Crows at Marvel.
Yeah, it is back under the lid, so it'll be good to get another win or another play there again and like play how we want to play and get another win. So looking forward to it.